Welcome back to Low Stress Math with Mrs. Bono. We are in Unit or Chapter 5, and we're at the end of the packet. We are reviewing for the test. And the first review is a review of Chapter 5, and you have to know what to do to review. So this is going to be a little different than a regular video. We're going to be flipping back and forth in the packet to find the information. So, what is slope? Well, I have to look back here at least a couple of pages to page 30, because page 30 has a lot of information. It has the key words for the slope: rate of change, rate, per, that means for one. So, and here's how to find the slope, all the different ways. And here's the key words for the y-intercept. But what is slope? Well, in my head, this is what I think of slope: the change in y over the change in x. So let's write that down. Slope is a rate, change in y over change in x. So slope is a rate, the change in y over the change in x. Now let's look back at those synonyms again on page 30. Page 30 is a good page. Here we go. Rate of change, rate, and per. Let's write those down. Rate of change, comma, just the word rate, and just the word per. And per means for one. That's a rate already. Okay, how to find the slope from a graph? Well, slope from a graph is m equals rise over run. And in order to do that, you have to find what I call good points, and that's 2 points that cross the grid at a corner. So let's do this one first. 2 points that cross the grid at a corner. Well, the y-intercept does that. This is the y line, so let's highlight it, yellow for y. And here's the y-intercept right there. Now I need to follow this line up, and here's a good point, here's a good point, here's a good point, here's a good point. Any place where it hits the graph is fine. So here it is at a good point, the corner. So my rise is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I rise 6, and then I run 1, 2, 3. Run 3. Now it doesn't matter which points you pick, because you're going to reduce it down to lowest term. So for this graph here, it's going to be 6 over 3, which turns into 2 over 1, or just m equals 2. And that is the slope for that graph, m equals 2. From 2 points. Well, first you have to have 2 points that you've labeled. You have to have an x1 and a y1 and an x2 and a y2. And then the formula for that is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now from 2 points, you can get those 2 points off a chart. Ha! I am going to take these 2 points, -2, 5, and 3, -5. So those are my 2 points. Where am I going? I'll write them down here. -2, 5, which is x1, y1, and 3, -5, x2, y2. Now I use those in this formula and voila, I win. So -5 minus 5, y2 minus y1 over 3 minus -2. 3 minus -2. Keep change. -5 plus -5 over 3 plus 2. And I get, down here, -10 over +5, which gets -2. So that's my, not -2m, Bono. Where did I put that whiteout? -2 equals m for that chart. And that's my answer for that chart. Okay, for an equation, 3x plus y equals, and it got cut off. So there's really supposed to be a 4 here. So let me just fix that. And I need to get this into y equals mx plus b order. So I start off with 3x plus y equals 4. I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And look, I don't line them up because I don't want to accidentally add unlike terms. And I end up with bringing the y straight down, y equals -3x plus 4. So now, what's the slope? Well, it's the m right here. M would go under the -3, so my m is -3. So my slope for that equation, m equals -3. All right, let's talk about the y-intercept. What is the y-intercept? Back to this page 30 again. And what is the y-intercept? It's also called a vertical intercept, and it's anything that means first. Starting point, fixed rate, initial, begin, first. All those words are synonyms for y-intercept. So the y-intercept is the point where the graph of the line intersects the y-axis. In my head, I don't ever think of it that way. I think of it this way. I'm gonna write it in red because this is really my brain thinking. It is the y value when x equals 0. It's the y value when x equals 0. So right here on this one, I have the point 0, 1. This is the x is 0, the y is 1. The y value when x equals 1, b equals 1. That's how my brain works. That's how I'm going to teach it. Just go with it. Synonyms for y-intercept. Start, begin, initial. What else? I got to look this up. Come on. Fixed rate, initial. Fixed rate. Start, begin, initial, fixed rate, first, anything. What is that? Fixed rate, initial, begin, first, first. Any word that means in the beginning. Even the word born. The baby was born at 6 o'clock. That's the fixed rate. That's the first thing. Any word that means first. All right. How to find y-intercept from a graph? Well, you highlight the y, and that's the y. And where the line intercepts, right here, there's 0, -2, x is 0, y is the y-intercept. So this one is b equals -2. Oh, from 2 points is a lot harder. We'll get back to that. From a chart, you find where the x is 0, the y value, b equals 4. From an equation, you get the equation in y equals mx plus b. So this is 2y equals 6x plus 8. The way to get rid of that 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Y equals 3x plus 4. mx plus b, b at the back is 4. b equals 4. All right. And now for 2 points. This is the hard one. This requires all the work. So you start with slope formula. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Make this big enough so you could see it. -6 minus 3 over 4 minus -2. Keep change, -6 plus -3 over 4 plus 2. 6, and it's going to be -9 over 6, which is -3 over 2. That's the slope, that's the m. So m equals -3 over 2. And remember, when you're doing this, you need an x and a y and an m, and you're looking for b. So here, I have to find an x and a y, an m and a b. What am I going to use? I always like to use this second one. It doesn't matter, but it's just my habit. So I'm going to use x is 4, y is -6, m is -2/3, and it's b that I'm looking for. So grab another color bottle. Here we go. Y equals mx plus b. -6 equals 4 times -3 over 2 plus b. That I need a calculator for. I think it's -6 as an answer, but you never know, so let's do that on the calculator. 4 times, parentheses, -3 over 2. Get off the parentheses using the little circle, and -6. Ha, look, I'm almost brilliant. So now I have -6 equals -6 plus b. Add 6 to both sides. -6 plus 0 equals, this is 0. b equals 0. So for this one, b equals 0. Well, that's a lot of work for the b there, but not so bad. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.